Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we are going to continue in our method book with line 45, Ode to Joy. So we're going to start at the beginning and see what all we have. As always, we start with our bass clef. Then we have our key signature. We have two flats. Our B flat on the second line tells us all B's are flat, and our E flat on the third space tells us all E's are flat. And the two flats together in the key signature tell us that we are in the key of B flat. Then we have a time signature of 4/4. The top number tells us the number of beats in each measure. The bottom number gives us the value of the whole note if we had one. But we're going to use that to break down the value of all the other notes. So if I had a whole note that got 4 beats, half of a whole is a half, and half of 4 is 2. So the half notes get 2 beats. Half of a half is a quarter, half of 2 is 1. So all of the quarter notes get 1 beat. Next, half of a quarter is an eighth, and half of 1 is half. So on line 3, we have some eighth notes that are beamed together, so they are coming in pairs. It takes 2 of those eighth notes to take up the same amount of space as 1 quarter note. So 1 on the downbeat, 1 on the upbeat. Next, we're going to go through and look for our notes and patterns. So line 1, we start with a 4th position D, and those are 2 quarter notes, so you want to have the top of the slide about even with the bell. And then we're going to move up and down in a stepwise pattern. So we have 2 Ds, E flat in 3rd, F in 1st position, we play 2 of those, and we come back down, E flat, D, then we have C all the way out in 6th position, 2 B flats, back out to the C, D, and then a half note D and a half note C. At the end of the first line, we have a double bar line, which tells us that we have gotten to the end of one section of music and we're starting another section of music. So on line 2, we have this strange looking symbol. It's like a funky percent sign. So we're going to notice that it's there, but we'll come back to it. We play through the second line, which is almost identical to the first line until we get to the last measure. And then we have a half note C followed by a half note D. Then we have a final bar line and fine, which means the end. But it's not the end just yet because there's another line of music that we have to get through. So we go to the third line, and now it's a little bit different. So we start with 2 quarter note C's, we come up to the D in 4th, and then B flat, skip down, then we come up stepwise, C, D, E flat, D, down to a B flat, come up again, C, D, E flat, D, out to a C, and then B flat, C, and the half note F, when you skip up to it, you can either stay in 6th position or you can play it in 1st position. So now at the end of the third line, we have a double bar line again. So we just finished another section of music, and we have DS al fine. The DS is an abbreviation for del segno, which means the sign. So that's this symbol back on line 2. So we're going to go back and play line 2 again, because that's where del segno is, and we play until we see fine. So when we play, we're going to do lines 1, 2, 3, and then back to line 2, and we don't stop. I'm going to start my metronome at 100 beats per minute, and when you play, start each note with a t sound, and make sure that you do that at the same time you hit each position. If they don't line up, you're going to get a glitch in your sound. So I hope you can keep up with me, and let's get started. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. And that's it for line 45, Ode to Joy. I hope you're able to keep up. If you had trouble with any of it, then go ahead, slow it down, isolate parts that gave you trouble, and work those out. And then when you're ready, you can speed them back up and you can put it all back together. I hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you next time.